Hey YouTube, so today's video is going to be a little different. It is going to be a day of productivity in my life video, hence all these boxes and stuff in my hands. I want to take you on what a productive day looks like for me. And it looks like a lot of errands and a lot of stuff that I don't get to do during the week, but I also wanted to make it a little fun so that you're not just kind of looking at where I go, drop off my dry cleaning, and talk about a topic that I think has been one that continues to kind of come up in my life right now and in a lot of people's lives, and that is the topic of what do you do when you hate your job? I feel like this topic has been consistently coming up because I feel like maybe it's something that I should talk about because I have a lot of experience in this area. Happily, right now, I am at a job that I love, but I have worked for companies, I have worked for people that I absolutely felt just depleted my soul, of all the energy, all the joy, all the things that you think that work is supposed to give you, happiness and fun and fulfillment. These jobs did the opposite of that. And I feel like the reason why some of this stuff continues to kind of come up, in my life, or people talk about it, or I hear conversations around it, or posts online, is because maybe it is a indicator that I should be talking about my experience and helping you through anything that you guys might be going through currently. So we'll have a productive day today. I'll give you some tips on how to survive a job that you absolutely hate and possibly get into something that you love. And let's do it. While I get in the car, I want you guys to, in the comments below, tell me right now, are you in a job or career that you love? And if so, what do you love about it? And if the opposite is the case, what do you hate about your current job? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And also subscribe to my channel. I'd also like to point out that going out to run errands is not an excuse for me not to feel and look my best. I feel like when I am dressed, like obviously I'm not going to wear like a club dress, or I'm not going to wear something really fancy to go run errands, but I'm very specific about my go running errands outfits, because I feel like if you dress a little nicer, put a little thought into your outfits, like when I'm going to run my errands, if I'm at the post office, if I'm getting my nails done, the service is always better. So this is my leisurely casual run errands outfit. Sorry that I have to do this in my garage, but this is all on the fly, so roll with it. So I really love this new Chloe bag that I just got. How adorable is this? And then I just got these really cute sandals from Anthropologie that are just so comfy and adorable, and they have the cutest little blush color. And kind of have the hair back today with a headband. Same boutique that I got this top from. The boutique is called Make Collectives. It's in Long Beach, and it is on Elm. Love the place. And I have some cool glasses that my girlfriend Danielle, gonna plug her right here, gave me from her online boutique called We Are the Brand. So I'll link all the stuff in the comments below. But yeah, you gotta put some effort into your running errands outfit if you possibly can, right?
Sometimes it really feels like I lose control. Honestly, I can't even find my hole. Cause when you see light, I tend to fade. With city lights and you're in space, and I don't think I'm ever gonna.
So the first stop that we are gonna make on our productivity world tour, Long Beach tour, because I'm not going around the world obviously, is to the post office. So back to the topic. What do you do when you hate a job? When you feel like it's depleting you of your energy, it's not fulfilling you, you feel like
oh my God, I'm miserable every time I come in here. You get like the scaries on Sundays, preparing for Monday. I understand. So just to give you a little context around why I understand, because I told you guys in the last video, I'm not going to give you any advice about anything that I do not know. I am not going to come on here and be like, the 5 things you should know about saving money, because I'm not a good saver of money. I know that about myself. I'm trying, but until I master it, I'm not gonna get on here and tell you guys how to do that. However, I knows what it feels like to work for an energy sucking, depleting job. So a few years ago, I worked at a job just like that. And the thing about the job is that I wanted to love it. It was at like a Fortune 500 company. People would be like, oh my God, you work there? But my boss, we just really didn't mesh. While I think she liked me as a person, she didn't respect me as a peer. And by the way, for those who don't know, I'm in professional development. I'm in learning and development. Oh, anyway, I would go into class and just be so scared that I was going to mess it up. Like I was going to fuck up. And so every day I just lived in such a place of feeling like I wasn't qualified, feeling like I wasn't smart enough, feeling like I wasn't good enough. And so I know how that feels. And that is why I am qualified to talk about it, because I'm now on the other side of that. I now have context to it. And that's like the first piece of advice I guess I can give, you know, as I tell this story, is like, you're in the shit right now. You're deep in it, right? And so understand that when you're in it, sometimes you're not thinking clearly. Sometimes you're not as clear about the next steps you should take because you're in the emotion of it, the misery of it, you know? And so the first piece of advice is to understand that. But then my next piece of advice is to figure out a way where you can clear your mind and really start to make plans on what your next moves are going to be. If the next move after you listen to this video is to leave the job, because maybe it won't be. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in my next tip. But yeah, like get very clear, right? Like in a space of maybe meditation, journaling, start to do activities where you can clear your mind and start to follow your intuition and open yourself up to other opportunities that may be out there, but you can't see because you're just so enmeshed in the misery of where you are. So step 1, start to do things to clear your mind. I had a morning ritual. Whenever I drove into work, I would listen to like some inspirational podcast or book or anything that would energize me and make me feel motivated and inspired so that I could deal with that job and deal with all of the emotions that I was having being in that job. And I would take the longer way to work because I wanted to take the scenic route, because I wanted my drive in to fulfill me and not deplete me. And I was not going to sit on the 405 freeway in traffic and then have to go in and deal with this job that I hated. I would roll down the windows smelling the beach as I drove down PCH. And it was just a very grounding place for me to be in the morning before I had to tackle my day. So ground yourself, get some clarity, do some practices that can help you to move out of the misery of the situation.
Sometimes it really feels like I lose control. Honestly, I can't even find my hole. 'Cause when you see light, I tend to fade. With city lights and you're in space, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get it right. I'm drowning underwater, and you're just making it hard.
So I decided to just like sit at the post office because it's actually one of those days where the post office is not very busy. So I'm going to take full advantage of that and talk about my second tip, which is get really clear about what it is you want in your next position, or in this position if you decide to stay, what it is that you really want from your career. Like, what does the ideal position look like? Who are you working with?
What kinds of people are you working with? How is your working relationship with your manager? You know, what are the perks that you want to experience? What does your productivity look like? What is your mission, you know, in the job that is the ideal job for you? Like, what is it going to take for you to feel fulfilled? Get very clear on that, because I think a lot of times we don't think about what it is we really want out of a job. We think about really what the job can give us, you know, whether that's monetary or whether that's time off, vacation, that kind of thing. And that's important to note as well. But I think you have to get very clear about the intention behind the work. So when I got very clear about the kinds of people I wanted to work with, I wanted them to be supportive, I wanted them to be smart, I wanted them to be fun, I wanted all of the people that I work with to bring a different kind of dynamic to the team. I got clear on that, and I think that's when I was able to really find something that was my place, my people. But I had to get clear about what that looked like, because I was just bouncing around in my early mid-20s, 30s, just going to the job that was going to pay the most money, going to the position that was going to make me feel like I had made it, that I was, you know, in the ideal career, and not really looking at the company, the people, the work, the mission. So you got to get clear about that. Get clear not only about what you want, but also what you don't want. I remember when I started my current job and I was in the interview, I made it very clear in the interview that I never wanted to teach technology, that just was not my thing. I said, if I have to, of course, you know, sparingly I will, but I really don't want to be in a technical role anymore. And so I knew that clearly going into my next position, and I was upfront about that, and you know, that was not something that I had to worry about. So get very clear about what you want, get very clear about what it is you don't want. So the post office did not suck. There was barely anybody in there. I was in and out. I had a great rep that helped me, and I have all these errands to run, and I'm trying to be like my most productive. I have to write it down because I will forget. So in my productivity, it starts in the morning before I even leave the house. I have to write this down because I will forget. So I have to buy cat litter, have to pick up and drop off my dry cleaning. I have to buy some baby cereal. I have some clothes that I'm dropping off at Goodwill. I refuse to let the clothes just sit in my car for a month before I drop it off. I have to get my nails done. I can already check off the post office, and then I have to go to Target. So let's go to the next stop. Oh, and can I just say, I was in line at the post office, and someone gave me the most beautiful compliment and said that I looked very nice today. I'm telling you, it's like I planted them for this video.
Sometimes it really feels like I lose control. Honestly, I can't even find my home. 'Cause when you see light, I tend to fade. With city lights and you're in space, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get it right. I'm drowning underwater, and you're just making it harder. Need to let you go to find myself. 'Cause I keep on falling, and you're the one watching. Need to let you go to find myself.
So my other piece of advice is, maybe your job is not supposed to be your everything. Have you ever thought about that? So hear me out. Just like your significant other can't fulfill you in every single way, think about your job not being able to do that as well, right? In no way am I trying to promote you being miserable, but at the same time, take the pressure off yourself to feel like your job has to hit every single box when it comes to fulfillment and joy. Sometimes a job is just that. It's a job. It's a means to an end. It's supposed to provide you with the money that you need to take care of yourself, to fund the life that you may really want outside of work, your passions outside of work. at least nail those down, right? Nail down what you really love to do outside of your 9 to 5, especially when your 9 to 5 is not fulfilling you. When it comes to this vlog, for instance, if it became my full-time gig, like my 9 to 5, I wonder how much I would love it if it was something that was sustaining my lifestyle. Like, would it still feel as creatively fulfilling if I had to get a video out every single week, if I had to keep up with, all of the changing metrics of YouTube? But because it's like a side project, because it's a passion project, it fills me up so that those things that I have to do to make money, I can do those to kind of support what my passions are outside of work. So look at your job being simply a means to an end. I think that we look at people in this hustle culture of ours, in this social media influenced world of ours, and we think that our lives are supposed to be like those people who are making $1 million before they turn 30. And that's not the case. Like, that's not the case for the majority of the world. A lot of times, your job is not going to be the most fulfilling part of your life, and sometimes it doesn't have to have that much of an impact on your life either. If it is allowing you to sustain yourself, to pay for the things that you need, to do the things that you love outside of work, then let it just be that. Take the pressure off of it being your everything. Not very exciting to give advice behind the wheel, I know. So I'm trying to kind of spice it up by being in different places when I give advice. But every time I start trying to record out in public, people want to come up and talk to me and ask me questions, or someone's alarm wants to go off. So forgive, the non-creativity behind me. I am behind the wheel, but I think this is the easiest way to talk to you guys. But my next piece of advice is have an exit plan. Having an exit plan and really strategizing your exit may help you to feel less out of control, or you don't have any options. And so when I say have an exit plan, I mean how are you going to leave this job that you hate, right? One of the things that I, look back on my time at that soul-sucking job that I was talking about, that I realized is that when I ended up parting ways with the company, I ended up getting laid off. I was really happy that there was a sense of relief that I didn't have to go in there anymore. But then there was also this overwhelming fear of oh my God, what do I do now? I had just moved into a new apartment, and I had finally found, my dream apartment. 2 weeks before I moved in, I was laid off, and it was a mixture of relief that I didn't have to go back there, but also fear of what am I going to do? I did not have an exit plan, a strategy at all. In terms of savings, in terms of planning for the next step, it was a mixture of me wanting to work so bad and me feeling oh my God, I need to just be thankful that I have this great paying job at this really cool company that kept me, just kind of accepting the monotony and not making a plan. And luckily for me, within the first couple weeks of being unemployed, I got unemployment, but then I also got another job opportunity that just was amazing. But my next tip is create an exit strategy, an exit plan. Start updating your resume. Go on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be your best friend when it comes to looking for new jobs, because I can't tell you how many opportunities I've gotten just from having my resume updated and my profile updated on LinkedIn. So do those two things first. I would also put the bug in people's ears that that you're looking for work, because a lot of times opportunities will come from people that and just kind of saying it out loud too gets that energy, in the atmosphere changing, and can help you manifest something new. So, start your exit plan strategy, save some money, update that resume, start looking at other opportunities and what you need to do in order to leave wherever you're at.
Sometimes it really feels like I lose control. Honestly, I can't even find my home. 'Cause when you see light, I
sucker for just regular hoop earrings. I am like, you know what? I need some of these teardrop earrings as well. Some ones that I got from Old Navy are now tarnished. So yeah, it's the right price. I'm already off to a bad start. So I'm really all about that quick and simple life, being a working mom. So if any of you guys are like the organic, fresh, I cook for my family everyday types, you probably won't appreciate what I get from Target, but it's easy for me and it helps me get through the week with my family when I am set to cook, or when LaJohn is not feeling like, you know, really like putting a lot of thought into dinner. And breakfast, they have really cool breakfast stuff for when you're on the go, and it's really cheap. So these bowls are usually, I'm not exaggerating, $8 in the store. They're $2.69 here. This breakfast bowl, this turkey bowl is amazing. The turkey sausage, the bacon, and the meat lovers. Like honestly, when I am rushing and I need to have a breakfast and I'm a breakfast person, I pop these in the microwave, put a little Cholula on them, and it's amazing. And ever since I have been using my air fryer to fry things, these breakfast burritos and burritos in general have been amazing in the air fryer. I figured out that IKEA and Target have it right. It's like you've got to walk through certain departments to get to others, and that's where they get you. I have gone so clear off the path of what I came here to get, but it's because I can't go from one department to the other easily. I have to walk through all these other departments. And I'm convinced myself that I need earrings, that I need frozen pizzas, that I need all this shit that I really don't. I see you, Target. I see you. I appreciate you because the prices are better than the grocery store, but I still see what you're doing. So my next piece of advice is, if you're gonna decide to stay, or say you can't leave for whatever the reason, right? I would challenge you to reframe your thinking and start to ask yourself, what is this experience trying to teach me? So going back to my experience with the job that I absolutely hated and felt was soul-sucking, just in case you guys forgot how I really felt about it, I have to say that hindsight is 20/20, right? When I was in it, obviously I was just in my feels, which is why I said, you know, my first piece of advice was just, you know, to really kind of try to clear your mind, because when you're in it, it's hard to really like be clear about, you know, what it is that you're experiencing when you're deep in the midst of it, right? But when I got a little bit further away and I could see the forest from the trees, I realized that there was so much that the job had taught me. One of the things was resilience. One of the things was that, you know, this is all temporary, that what I thought was just everything at one time, all I could think about consumed me, was like 9 to 10 months of my life. It was a blip on the radar in the grand scheme of my career. And I realized that is life, right? When we're in it, it's the lesson that I learned is like, it feels like it's everything. It feels like it's all you can think about. But then, you know, you get a little bit further and further away from it and you realize it's just such a blip on the screen and I also realized like I had to work in that job because I had to make the relationships with the people that I did at the time that I did, and I had one friendship that has stood the test of time, and this person is now my daughter's godfather, and I was there to meet him, and I was there to make friendships with him and with the other people that I made friendships with, and so there really might be a reason why you're where you are, but you can't really figure it out because you're deep in the midst of it. So I'd ask you to start thinking about the lesson the job is trying to teach you. Is it trying to teach you resilience? Is it trying to possibly put you in the path of people that you may never have met? without having worked there? Is it strengthening a muscle in you that you don't realize needs strengthening? But most likely it's not a job that has crossed your path just to be a blip on the radar and not make a difference in your life. But you've got to ask yourself, like, what is the difference that it's trying to make? What is it trying to teach me? And only you can answer that. And then just dive into that lesson, right? Just really live it and experience it and be present with it. So this was supposed to be Palmolive, dishwasher pods, some body wash, and some baby soap and baby cereal. And yeah, I think I went a little overboard. Last stop on my productivity tour is Petco. So for those who don't know, I have a cat. I used to have two. That's a whole nother YouTube for another day. But I'm going to Petco because they are the only ones who carry the litter that I absolutely love. And it's an almond based litter, so it's not bad for the environment or for my cat. So yeah, let's go. I am in no way advocating for animals to be caged, except if you are an assorted rare tarantula. Cage this motherfucker.
And you're just making it harder. Need a leg.
Now for the reason we're here. This is the cat litter that I get. I said that it was almond. It's actually walnut shell cat litter, and it's by Naturally Fresh, and it is by far the best cat litter I've ever tried. I have gotten this World's Best, all different brands of the World's Best. They do not stand up to this Naturally Fresh. However, Naturally Fresh is slowly coming out of, and this is for my cat people, slowly being removed from most of these pet stores because they used to have like a lavender scent one, and it's gone. Now all they have is this red bag and this green bag. So I'm gonna end this video with this last and final thought. And it's not a piece of advice, it really is just a final thought. And that is that you are amazing, that you are capable of handling all that life throws at you. And, you know, sometimes we forget our power because we may feel powerless next to, you know, big company, big corporations, the boss, the whatevers that feel more powerful than us because of the systems that life has set, you know, in place for us. But forget about all that. You are powerful. You are in charge of your destiny, and you can do and get through this. Lean on people, lean on your village, you know, do the things that you love right now, like fill your cup back up when it feels like it's been depleted. Take some time for self-care. Be productive. I was productive today, but also do the thing that makes you happy, right? Find out that thing if you don't know it. Sometimes that's what you need more than a new job. It's like you need a change of perspective, a change of scenery. You need to fill your cup. So take the focus off that job and the fact that you hate it and put it on yourself, and find some things to make you happy and to remind yourself of how amazing you are. You are amazing. You are amazing. You are able to work and get a job, and you care enough that you're actually watching this video because you want to get through it, because you probably want to do the best job that you can and be successful. That says so much about you. I know so many people who don't give a shit, who call out, who just don't care, and that's no poo-poo on those people. Like, that's their path, that's how they feel. But like, you care, and that means a lot. And I just want to remind you that because you care, you're amazing. And I hope that you find the peace and the happiness and the fulfillment that you are in search of. Bye, guys.